Hello Fallout New Vegas enjoyers, there's a bunch of mods right here that I'm going to show you guys that I use in my mod playlist. So I want you guys to check them out because some of them are pretty awesome. Let's delve into this. Firstly, we're going to show you a mod called Falling and Landing Animated. So every time the play character falls off a high building or a high height, your play character in third and first person will actually do a new animation every time you fall down. So as you can see, they will stumble, they will roll, they will land towards their knees as if they've hurt their legs. And yeah, there's a bunch of animations for every time you do this, so it kind of spices it up a little bit instead of having no animation. As you can see, in first person it also works, so when the play character falls from a high height, he will actually, or she will actually stumble to the floor, as you can see. Your agility does actually play a part in this, just make sure you don't jump off the top of the Lucky 38. Another very cool mod called Close Quarters Combat actually gives the play character and other NPCs in the world some sort or form of close quarters combat. So when you are fighting in close-knit areas, the play character or other NPCs will actually fight each other with their fists, swing their weapons at you, actually rugby tackle the player, or you can also rugby tackle them. You can actually swipe for the legs so they fall down just like you've seen here. And you can pretty much do a bunch of cool little animations every time you are fighting NPCs in a very close quarters combat scenario. So you can actually throw them over the top of your shoulder as well, which is pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure you can somewhat disarm an enemy, but I don't think it works unless you've got a good strength skill. I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, it's a very cool mod, so when you are fighting in close quarters combat, it gives it a bit more variety, so you're not just shooting each other and the play character is just running around the corner. You can actually fight with your fist while using a firearm as well, which is pretty cool. So every time you're in these scenarios, it does give it a bit more spice, because now you actually are trying to fight with your fists and weapons at the exact same time as shooting, which is pretty cool. It's somewhat clunky, but it's a very cool little mod that I've kept in my playlist for a very long time now. And it does actually make it somewhat more challenging in these situations, because you will get lunged over the top of their shoulders, you will get rugby tackled, so your character actually falls down. And then you can actually stun lock them and actually slightly paralyze them by sweeping at the legs so they fall down to the floor, which is a pretty cool little addition, because then if you are struggling against some of the harder enemies who are NPCs, you will actually be able to slightly paralyze them in these scenarios. A very cool little mod. You've probably wondered in Fallout New Vegas, why does the play character not react to any sort of explosion in game? Well, this mod, Explosion Reactions ESPless, created by Stentorius, will pretty much do that. So every time there is an explosion near the player character, he will raise his hand as if he's reacting to it. So I am throwing a grenade now, and every time it's too close in proximity, my player character will actually raise his hand up to try and block his face, which is pretty cool and it's pretty realistic, and it's a nice little mod that you can add to the game. This will work with pretty much any explosions, so from rocket launchers, grenades, car explosions, any of the sort, anything that's explosive, the player character will actually react to it. Sadly, it does not work in third person as of now, but it would be a cool little addition to this mod to get it up and running in third person. Pretty awesome. I really enjoyed how in the Metro games you could wipe your gas mask every time any dirt or blood splatters got on it. Now in Fallout New Vegas you can actually do this with a mod curated by Stentorius. This is Scream Blood Enhanced ESPless, where every time you shoot a person or a corpse, blood splatters will go onto the screen. So every time you get any blood splatters or any goo on your screen, all you need to do is click the H key on your keyboard and the play character will wipe the blood away. Now there is 3 or 4 different types of variants of blood splatters you can actually get on the screen. Obviously one is human, you can actually get it from insects, ghouls and robots, which is pretty cool. So it doesn't just only change the human blood, but it also changes the robots and the ghouls and also insects as well. So you can slightly see slight blood splatter on the screen, and all you need to do is wipe that away. It's pretty awesome, and it's a nice little addition to the game. Have you ever wondered what it's like to climb water towers or climb any sort of ladder in Fallout New Vegas? Well, I've got you covered today with this mod. This is Climbable Water Towers and Rectified Water Towers. Both of these mods combined allows the player to climb actual ladders in Fallout New Vegas. So this is the vanilla textures for the water tower, and as you can see, the quality and texture overhaul of this actual water tower is pretty shocking. It's pretty poor. But now with these two mods combined, you're able to climb the ladders. As you can see, on vanilla you cannot climb ladders, but with the mod enabled now, you are able to climb ladders by clicking the E key, and then your play character will now go up and down the ladder, and actually comes with its own little cool sound effects. Now you can have this cool little vantage point where you can snipe any Castadors or Red Scorpions of your choosing and take out some of these juicy boys just before you leave Good Springs. Now, this actually does come with its own retexture on the actual water tower, because you will have to download the Rectify water tower mod, which is combined with this, so make sure you download that too. And as you can see, the text quality is so much better. That's how you climb water towers in Fallout New Vegas. Remember how cool the backpack was in Metro Exodus? Well, look no further, because in Fallout New Vegas, functional backpack mod will let you have your own backpack, just like in Metro Exodus. Now, this is also integrated with the weaponsmith, so you can actually customize weapons on the fly. It's slightly buggy, so it's not very working that great at the moment, but this is what it looks like. So this is the location where you can find the backpack, just in the schoolhouse located in Good Springs. Make sure you take out the mantises. They're very easy to take out, and hidden right in the back corner you will actually find the backpack hidden inside of a locker. Now, what does a backpack do? So pretty much you can modify weapons on the fly with the integrated weaponsmith, and then you can also put items in the backpack just as if it's your own Pip-Boy, but obviously it has its own carry weight, so that means you can carry more goodies. Now, it has its cool little animations when you put the backpack on, and when you use the backpack hotkey, it has a nice little animation every time you use the backpack. Like I said, it does have its own carry weight limit, so you will have 2 weight limits, the player's weight limit and the actual backpack. This mod is absolutely incredible. If you want to roleplay as our team from the Metro series, you can now do this in Fallout New Vegas. Definitely check this one out, because it's bloody awesome. Are you excited for this mod? Because I definitely am. This adds bouncy physics to any holstered weapons, kind of like Arms to the Teeth, but now it actually has nice little bouncy animation physics to when you are carrying any holstered weapons. It's pretty incredible, so let's dive in. So pretty much what this does, every time you holster a weapon, it will sway and bounce in the wind, which is pretty incredible. It gives it that nice little next-gen feel, and every time your play character moves, it will also move with the player. So all you need to do is favorite a weapon, favorite as many as you want to, and then use the in-game editor by clicking E and enter, and it will come up with the screen where you can actually change the type of holster for the selected weapon and pretty much the placement of certain weapons. So you can literally have any type of weapon in like 10 different locations on the body. So I actually have different firearms equipped. So you have 2 on the waist and actually 2 on your upper body, which kind of looks like some noir detective where you have 2 pistols on your upper body. Then you can also change the back firearm, which is my assault carbine, and you can actually change the holster of this as well. Some of them look really good, the holsters, and some of them don't, but it depends what kind of weapon you have on your back. And as you can see, every time you equip every type of weapon that you have in your holsters, it will give you a different animation to kind of make a bit more sense instead of just using the same equipped animation, because some of them are located in different parts of the body. Anyway, that's B42 holstered offensive tools, and it's pretty incredible. It gives nice little physics and bouncy animations to the play character's holstered weapons, and this game is just getting so much more next gen. This guy is a fucking wizard. This is B42 Wristwatch, and this will give you a watch very similar to the one you get in the Metro games. All you need to do is go to Good Springs, go to Doc Mitchell's house, and on top of the fireplace you will actually be able to grab this beauty. And this will actually give you information on your health, the time and day, and actually how much radiation the player is currently getting from their area. You can also crouch as well, so when you crouch down, this will actually give you a little notification on the watch if you're crouching or not, just in case you didn't realize you were crouching. Also, when you go indoors, when it's very dark, or at night time, this watch will actually glow up in the dark, just so you can see this thing in all its glory. We'll actually see a good example of when you go to an area that is irradiated, and it will actually tell you on the watch how many rads you are currently getting. It's a very cool little nifty thing, and if you didn't want any HUD on, you can actually use this thing and turn all your HUD notifications off, just so you can have a pretty hardcore playthrough. You get a nice little animation there as well with the watch. Anyways, that's it. Bye-bye.